I have right here the NT1, and I'm going to unbox it, plug it in, and then compare the three in an ambient room. Alright, so I'm putting on my headset. This is going to be one of those videos where you're going to want to wear a headset if you want to catch the real nuances of what's going on. Okay, you could say I've probably gone a little microphone crazy. I have got way too many microphones, I think, but for whatever reason I decided to buy another. So I'm starting off today's video with a simple head-to-head comparison of my 10-year-old AKG Perception 100, which I absolutely love. And now we have my new Shure SM7B. Industry standard for broadcast and other podcasting and all sorts of other things. I am trying to explore voiceover and audiobooks, so I thought I would try different mics. I think for certain things you want that sound of a Shure SM7B, and for other things you might want a slightly different sound. And of course for other things I have my whisper room, which I am still kind of configuring here. So what I did today is I went over to Guitar Center and I bought yet another microphone. The Shure SM7B is what it is, and of course when I get it in the booth we're going to do some real head-to-head comparisons with a lot more studio-like conditions. These conditions are more for home studio, where you'd be in an open room where there's echoes and all sorts of other things, and there's a totally different sound characteristic to a condenser, a large diaphragm condenser like the AKG Perception, which I might be getting too close to. It has a proximity effect too. And the Shure SM7B also has a bit of a proximity effect. It's a little more flat. I don't have any of the special settings on the back set as far as I know. I don't think I did the presence boost, but let me double check that because I haven't looked at it in a while. Yeah, I am in basically the flat position on both. So anyhow, I thought it would be great to, in addition to using these two mics that I have, to do a bit of an unboxing. So I have right here the NT1, and I'm going to unbox it, plug it in, and then compare the three in an ambient room without being in the whisper room studio. So I listened to it in the Guitar Center recently, and went back and thought I'd give it a shot. According to the box itself, what it should contain inside is the microphone itself, a shock mount, which is a Rycote Lyre technology they call it, and I did a little bit of homework. A Rycote the Rycote shock mount is about $100 item. So, you know, for the price of this microphone, which is I think about $269 in Guitar Center, plus a detachable pop filter, and it's metal. It's got two, well, I can show it from the box there. It's a two-layer, and then there's supposed to be a dust cover. So I am going to pop it open and see what it looks like inside. Alrighty, got one little thing there. Let's see what we got inside. Little piece of nothing. Then my studio microphone itself, nicely simply wrapped. What do we have here? A little fabric dust cover, I guess. And this is some sort of big washer. It looks like it might be oversized, so it's not a 5/8. It's going to most likely go on the outer rim. Yeah, so that's going to go on the outer rim to this. It's most likely going to hook us up to no book. Well, we have our shock mount here. I don't know if this is a fluke, but I don't see a book inside. That always bugs me when I don't see an instruction manual. Now we have the shock mount packaging, professional so-and-so. Yeah, it's sealed too. Alrighty, getting inside of our right coat, the removable pop screen. And we got the box here. All right. This is the shield itself. Really nicely made. Do have to say that I like that. It's a very fine mesh. I don't know. We'll have to do tests with and without it being engaged. And there's the rest of the box. I don't know if this was a fluke, but I do not see an instruction manual. I will have to contact Guitar Center about that, because this was sold to me new, not used. And it does bug me when something doesn't have any books whatsoever. Not that most people read them, but you know, it's kind of quirky. Going to start with getting the mic inside of here with this washer. Straightforward enough. Okay, so now it's suspended, and I do have a prepared stand somewhere. Did I hang on a second? I put my stand under my box. So I have a stand, and we will place the mic in a stand. Oh, it has a 5/8 to 3/8 adapter inside to adapt it to hang from a arm, which I have two arms I'm going to review shortly. I have a blue compass, which is $100, and it's really well made. I have not even taken it out of the box yet, so we are going to want to put this onto our pole here. Just snug it up a little bit. So far so good, and that's it. We're pretty tight now. Tighten up my arm a little bit so it doesn't bounce around. And we need a wire. Hey, I'm full of microphones today, and we need to plug in, and we will be able to get some levels. I'm going to need my headset to see how our levels are going to go. And this arm is adjustable. I have done a review of this separately. I haven't posted it yet, to be honest with you. We'll do that shortly. Oh, this is adjustable here too. It seems like you have an adjustment here that adjusts this height, and that's nice. That's part of their arm, not mine. And of course my arm, that's got to sound great on audio. Okay, so we're going to aim that roughly where the other two are. Looks like I'll adjust the height a little bit. And, oh, hey, we could put the filter on there. Might as well. It's got one, so let's use it. Okay, hey, now you can't see much of my face. Don't say that's an improvement, but this is an audio demonstration. Okay. Okay, now I can't make this up. You'll notice there's a bit of an edit in the video, and I don't even know if this is even going to work. But this is what actually happened. This is the actual truth. While I was doing this, the batteries on my Zoom H6, which is recording all this audio, popped out. They died. So for a little while I had no sound. According to the file name on here, I'm Zoom002, which means it started a new file, which hopefully means it saved the last one. But for what it's worth, I have now got the RØDE, the NT1, in my position number 2. So if I get real close to it, you might hear what the proximity effect is like on it. This is the proximity effect on the Shure SM7B. This is the proximity effect on the AKG Perception 100. And here I am at roughly the same distance from all three microphones. I am using, obviously, I'm not in my whisper room. I'm not in a controlled studio quiet environment. The main thing I'm trying to see here is what the overall sound is. Now, because this is the first time I'm actually plugging this microphone in, I didn't really know what to set the gain at, so I set it at a 6, which is a pretty hot level, to be honest with you. By comparison, my SM7B, which is a dynamic microphone, is actually set at a 2 on my H6, which sounds a little hard to believe because the Shure SM7B needs a lot of power. Well, for what it's worth, I'm not stressing the preamps on my H6 because coming out of my Shure SM7B, I have a CloudLifter that gives it 20 dB of gain. And then from there, it's going into a dbx 286s with about, I'd say, about 35 dB of extra gain coming from there. So between the two, you're in the 50s, plus whatever small amount is coming out of there. So riding on my levels, trying to keep them all close, although I could see from the meters on my Zoom, the one with the lowest gain right now is the Shure. I mean, that's because I'm not really that close to it, and if I was a little closer, I'd probably see similar levels. The Shure likes to have you up close. The new one, the RØDE NT1, it's very sensitive. When I was in the store, I was going like this from a distance, and it was picking it up. And of course, it picked up the sound of the entire store, which, if you are looking for a microphone to do voice work and you're in a loud room with a lot of echo, it may not be the microphone for that environment. It might be perfect for a quiet room, a whisper room, a closet, or a room that's been acoustically treated. The Shure SM7B loves to be in a nice quiet room too, but it also has this great ability to just reject the other sounds around you, which is also another reason it's very popular for people in radio and doing field work. You know, it really is good at isolating the sound, which is a plus and a minus. Again, if you wanted that whole room sound, you wouldn't want a microphone like this. It really loves you to just kind of get a little intimate with it, you know, where you just sort of sit down and say, hey, Becky, do you hear the stubble on my beard? But, oh, and that's going to make a nice bump, but it depends on which channel I'm listening to now. But I'm kind of, you know, being in the moment with my SM7B. I'm using it the way it's designed to be, with a little bit of a presence. I'm right on top of it. And of course, it has a built-in pop filter. And that's another thing to test here, the pop. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers right in front of the SM7B. Of course, I have pop filters in front of all of them. Now, my AKG Perception, I go, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers with the screen. And of course, I removed the screen, and it's going to be a train wreck. Peter Piper picked a peck of oh, I could hear that already. I don't even need the Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. This is a relatively good double-layer pop filter. And that's it, what I've got for now. This may not even record, but I'm going to stop it and see what comes. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. You know, you and I, we kind of get along so well. We should meet one day. I mean, we've talked about it a dozen times by now. Yeah, why not? A little, you know, we'll go out to a movie or something like that. How's that sound? Oh, I should just let you know, by the way, the pictures of my profile, they're not exactly accurate. Well, the muscles you saw in the pictures, I photoshopped them in. Yeah, I know. And the head, I'm not good at Photoshop, so I left the head on it. Yeah. No. Well, how about coffee? Oh, hey, sorry. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Oh, I hope you liked the video, yada, yada, yada. Hit like, hit share, hit subscribe, hit the bell, make sure everybody sees it, share it with your friends, and thanks for watching.